Hello and welcome to another episode of Tiksu to UniTartu. Today I'm joined by two students, one from the University of Tartu School of Law in Tallinn and one from the University of Tartu Narva College. And today we're going to be talking about their respective cities. So, Korinna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep. So my name is Korinna. I'm a student, first year of youth work in Narva College, Tartu Universities, and we are a part of social sciences in Tartu. So basically, like everything's with people, with talking to people, generally, communications, and I'm also a student council member. But I won't be next year, but I was, and I am a volunteer and a representative for my college.
Awesome, great. And something we like to ask when people come on the podcast is maybe how you came to Estonia. And I know you are Estonian, but how did you find the University of Tartu and why did you decide to come there?
So basically, my family moved here during the Soviet Union. My grandmother and grandfather moved from Belarus. They were studying in Latvia and they then were stationed here. And so my mother was born here, but she is not Estonian. She has a non-citizenship, like an alien citizenship, so a grey passport. And because I was born here during the independence, I got my Estonian citizenship. And so I've been living here for my whole life. And I was living near Narva, so in Ida-Virumaa. So yeah, I'm just been here for my whole life. And I thought that, okay, I'm getting my first higher education and I think that it should be closer to home. So I chose Narva.
Yeah, easy. And Andrii, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Yep. Hi to everyone. My name is Andrii. So I'm from Ukraine, but currently I'm studying in Tallinn in the University of Tartu in the program of International Law and Human Rights. So we're in Tartu University, but we're a department in Tallinn. So as far as I understand, it's only law students there right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not here for a long time. I'm since August only. But so far it goes fine.
Yeah. And for you, why Estonia? Why University of Tartu?
I got a couple of recommendations of Tartu University from some of my co-workers and some of professors I know that the program is good. So I compare the quality of the education plus the prices of education, which is pretty important right now in Europe, especially if you don't have a European Union passport and you can't use all of the benefits.
Yeah.
So I think it was like the best choice for me I had at the time. So and that's why I'm here.
Don't worry, I know the passport pain. So the first thing I wanted to ask you guys is, I know you mentioned that they just study law at your college, but what kind of programs can they get into and where is your college specifically located?
So our college is in Narva, which is the closest city to the Russian-Estonian border. And so that is why we have so many international students. And we have an international program, which is Intense Estonian, where people from all around the world come to us to study Estonian during their first year in the college. And then they can choose an Estonian program and study for free. So this is a great way to start your education and your higher education in Estonia. And we have youth workers, so this is my profession. So everything with people that are from the ages of 7 to 26. So yeah, so it's a really big group. We divide it like professionally in our like circles, but mostly And we have educators. So we have preschool educators, and they have a session. So they are studying only for 3 days out of the whole month every time. And so we don't see them so much. We have some courses with them, but we don't see them. We have regular educators, so basically teachers. And it's a program for multilingualism in schools, so Estonian and English teachers. And before the war started, we had Russian teachers, but currently it's not an option.
Yeah.
But we still have a program for like learning Russian. It's like a summer program for people coming to Estonia to learn Russian, because we have a big Russian-speaking population. Like 97% of Narva are native Russian speakers.
Wow.
And so we have IT, and mostly in IT we get people from high schools and we get people from Kotifi. And we have entrepreneurship, so business and IT together.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there were so many going on.
Yeah, we have many things going on. Everybody always talks about Narva like it's just a college for teachers. And like in the beginning of Estonian independency, it was much more like a teacher college.
Yeah.
So basically only teaching and something about like the law. But we don't have this program anymore. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of law, Andrii, would you
Speaking
like
of
to
law.
maybe tell us a little bit about your program and where specifically in Tallinn your school is located?
Yeah, my program is probably the only one in the University of Tartu which is focusing specifically, like it's master's program, right? It's focusing specifically on international law as such and human rights. So, and we are located in Tallinn. I mean, probably one of the reasons was because it's also a master's student. So it's not that much matter to locate it in Tartu with all of the campuses and all of the main students body, right? If you're masters, you can work in the same time, you can study. So. And Tartu offers you probably more opportunities for job, for example, if you can go for internship in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we can go for different excursions. Actually, we've been doing the excursions for the legal chancellor and other offices.
Yeah.
So I can't tell much about the Estonian language programs which are there, but I know that some of my classmates studied a bachelor degree there in law also in Tallinn. So it could be a nice option for people who lived in Tallinn. And also people who want to move to Tallinn as it's a capital, right? I mean, Tallinn is bigger than Tartu, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Airport is bigger as well, so you can travel more easily, and you can move in easily. Our university, it's not really huge. It's like not big building in the center of Tallinn, so near Vabaduse Valjak. You can Google it, and you will see it on the map. It's just right in the heart of the city, near the old town.
Hey, quality over quantity, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's what we striving to. But I mean the transport connection is also really good because we have like all of the bus stops nearby, the tram stops nearby, so you can easily get there. So basically, if you live in Tallinn, you can like live in different districts, and you will not spend more than like 25 minutes to get to the university.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice, and I mean you definitely will not get lost in this building. Because it's not that huge.
Yeah.
And also right now it's going to be in renovation. So in 2026 it's going to be absolutely new. You can go to the website of the Tartu University and you will see like the new building. Unfortunately, I will not see this because I will graduate to this time. But I wish you all the best, like to see this nice building.
Oh, you'll come back. You'll hang out.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know, it's maybe like 4 minutes from our university, from our campus, is like the National Library of Estonia, which is also right now in renovation. But you'll see it because it should be finished like this year.
So the students coming in probably watching this episode now, by the time it comes out, it might be done and they'll get the brand spanking new library and building, you know.
Yeah, I mean it should be nice and it's like really close and nearby so you can study. Also like plenty of different coffee shops where you can just like sit with laptop and study and do your stuff.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the transportation. That was the next thing that I was going to talk about with you guys is how easy is it to get to your school? And you kind of mentioned that. But Korinna, how is it easy to get to Narva? I understand you had quite a trip to come down to us today. And
Yeah, so Narva is the furthest place from Tartu. I think it's 3-hour journey to get here only. And I had some courses in Tartu actually like this semester. And so I was commuting for this one lecture that the duration of the lecture was 2.5 hours and I was commuting 6 hours to this lecture like every week for like a month or more. And to get to Tartu is hard, but we have one of the like main things about Tartu and the student life here is that most of the things are happening here. But the student councils of different colleges are also like organizing the events in their like representative colleges. And so we have a pretty great student life in Narva. And about the transportation here, yeah, it's hard. But if you live in Narva, then the transportation to college, I commute on the bus or like just go on a walk.
Yeah.
For me, I live in a part of Narva that is called Krenholm. So basically, it was a big manufacturing place on an island, and they have built like a whole city around it. And it was like a part of Narva. Then it was just Krenholm and Narva, and now it's like just all connected. And for me, my commute to the college is 15 minutes. And for some people, I know that we will be talking about housing, and this is the main issue. We have so much people going from different cities, from like Sillamäe, which is the closest city to Narva, by bus. So it's like about 35 minutes, but you will get to the main square, and then you have to go just for a walk, because we don't have any bus stops near the college. We have a parking lot for cars, but it's really, really tiny, and it is always full. And this is all just because the college is in the middle of the like main square. And so we have so much historical buildings, and building like a parking lot for college was really, really hard. And so we just don't have spaces to put bus stops or something. So yeah,
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
What's maybe the farthest you've heard of a student going to commute to get to their classes?
We have one student from Saaremaa.
Oh my gosh.
Which is the biggest island of Estonia.
And the opposite side, absolutely opposite side from Narva.
What, did they take a flight over? They have a two-seater? And
No, they commute to Tallinn by boat. And then from Tallinn to Narva on the train, which is 2.5 hours or more. I don't really remember.
That's commitment.
Yeah. But they have like, their program is that they only study for 3 days. From
so
the
they
whole
stay
semester.
they stay in Narva then.
They stay in Sillamäe, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, awesome. And I wanted to ask you guys maybe about the study quality. How are the teachers? I know you said they were renovating the place, but how are the facilities? Maybe you could tell me a little bit about how you feel about the study quality.
Yeah, transportation in Tallinn is not interesting.
I mean, we know it's Tallinn. They're
we
connected.
just hope for Rail Baltic, so that's. But yeah, it's in process. So regarding the teachers, I mean, it's all individual, right? I mean, it depends where you're standing right now, and like it depends which program you're choosing. I mean, definitely, like everywhere, you will not be like 100% satisfied with everything, but it's like that's life, right? I mean, in my experience, I'm satisfied with absolute majority of the all courses. I mean, some of them were like better, some of them were worse, but in general, the general quality of the education is pretty good, and as well as the professors are pretty qualified, right? I mean, even though, for example, if you're not fully enjoying the course professors anyway could be like really qualified in something. So if you're interested in the field, you can reach to professor, you can talk with professor, you can do something, you can make a study, research, ask for internship, and it works. And it especially works in my program because our program is pretty small. I mean, like this year we have up to 15 students.
Yeah.
So basically, we know each other's in the face, and like the professors also know all of us by names, and like so it makes the communication much easier. So yeah, I mean, it also makes the organization, for example, of some events, like our faculty always doing some like trips, like to Chancellor, to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to different other institutions. So and it's a nice point because if you're into studying, you can get what you want.
Yeah. And there's probably a little bit more of a personalized approach from the teachers.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, that's great. Yeah, because when I was doing my business degree, it felt like maybe there were like a lot more students, and you were going and you'd go to different classes, you'd see different people. So you know, I mean, there were the same people, but you didn't have that same tight group necessarily. So I also want to talk to you guys about. Maybe just the city itself. What is your big selling point? Why should people come to Narva? Why should people come to Tallinn? I mean, sell it. Sell it to me.
Just Tallinn speaks for itself, just because it's the capital. But Narva is a different thing. So from the time that Narva was occupied by Swedes, we had Narva as the most multicultural place of Estonia. At some point in Narva, they spoke 7 different languages on a regular basis. We have, until like now, we have a lot of different ethnicities there. We have different ethnical groups. Just generally in Ida-Virumaa, there are more people. And Narva by itself is a really beautiful city.
Definitely. I would say that's also a selling point of Tallinn, maybe. What would you say is your favorite part about living in Tallinn? I mean, I guess it does speak for itself a little bit, but what is your perspective on it, Andrii?
I mean, from my perspective, Tallinn is interesting that you can almost infinitely explore it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that I mean, like when you first time come to Tallinn, so you just see the old town. Wow, nice! One of the oldest medieval town. It's really good. But at the same time, you don't see like something what's going on undercover, right? I mean, like when you start exploring, when you start searching, when you you get to know the local people, you start to understand that there is like really a lot of going on inside. Even though like even I saw that like not really much going, right? But I mean, recently I just like, wow, actually there's a lot going on. I mean, I just been on a coffee festival. On this weekend I will go for Georgian wine festival.
Oh, cool.
Like there's a lot of different interesting districts, different like architectural interesting buildings. Like Tallinn is constantly renovating. I mean, the problem is there's always construction, but like there's construction for good. I mean, they're doing like really great job. And there's like hall, for example, like interesting student, like not student, but like just for example bar and like some areas where you can find a lot of interesting stuff, like at Telliskivi, so you take notes. Like Telliskivi, I mean, nice parks. You can see you have the sea from 3 sides. It's actually really have sea everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a bit windy because of this, but I mean that's worth it. Also, what I really like about Tallinn, the size. I mean, even though it's a capital city, you can have a lot of benefits of these. Of the big cities, right? I mean, like groceries, concerts, whatever.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's pretty small by area, so you can easily go outside the city. For example, go for biking outside, like go by car, like or by some bus to the forest or bogs where they have like a really nice walks and whatever. So you can really enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, you can come and explore everything by yourself.
Yeah, no, definitely. I really enjoyed when I first came to Tallinn, saw the old town also, and I was kind of like, oh, I got to learn this new language. But in Tallinn, it does feel, I mean, they do appreciate, a little bit more Estonian, but everybody speaks English, and it's really easy to get by in that sense. Yeah,
I mean, definitely. I'm trying to do at least like some of the phrases in Estonian, like just as respect to the culture, so not to be extremely intrusive. So I think it should work for us, for everybody definitely. As well, because like when it just like comes and like, I don't care about the language and whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Could you maybe tell me, you said you talked about the coffee festival. I know when I lived in Tallinn, you can 365, there's always an event somewhere in some town, but maybe you could tell me maybe what are some like great events, some not to miss events that you've experienced?
I mean, there is Justin Timberlake concert going on.
Here we go.
No, but I haven't been there. It's a joke. Like I'm not the biggest fan, but it just like it was everywhere. I can't say that I've been on a lot of like big events, but like I would say that there's a lot of like more small events, like different like this coffee festival, other festivals, the different like a lot of stand-uppers, a lot of different performers, and a lot of bars. There's a bar in Kalamaja, it's like pretty posh and interesting district in Tallinn, called Heldike. They usually have some stand-ups. They usually have some like burlesque show, like whatever, beatbox show. And also they have a sauna inside of the bar. Like when I came to Estonia and I'm like, what? You have a stand-up and then you go for sauna with a stand-up man? And it's like, wow.
Yeah. Could you maybe tell me about the international community in your guys' town? I know Tallinn has a big international community, but how do you feel as a foreigner, maybe kind of integrating into events or, meeting new people?
I mean, like Tallinn or Narva?
No, I mean, either one, if you guys want to go for it. How do you guys feel about like maybe an international community? I think you talked a bit on it already.
Oh, okay. I can talk.
So basically, my family is a part of Belarusian community in Ida-Virumaa, and we have different communities for people from all around the world. We have so many Ukrainian-speaking people. We have Russians, we have Ukrainians, we have Kazakh people, a lot of people from Kazakhstan, especially in Narva, especially like in college. So we currently have like 5 or 6 students from Kazakhstan and more on their way to like the Estonian language program. They just love, they are very attached to Estonia. They love that we have like free education for people who know the language. So the whole community thing is real. And for this reason, I really love one of the main events for me in my home city was Maslenitsa, which is one of the like religious like celebrations. And this is only because we have so many like different communities coming together, and they are performing their national songs, national dances. And so you see so much, and it's so like just...
that's got to be cool. Do they also dress up in like traditional clothes?
Traditional clothing.
Okay, that's
traditional
awesome.
Clothing has like the most point in this argument, because you can see people, just in Estonia, it's a custom that if you wear national clothing, it's like very dressy and it's not casual at all.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
if you see the presidents, like every year on the Day of Independence, the president holds an evening, and if you see like half of the people show up in national clothing, and so people in Ida-Virumaa use their national clothing. So if each state of Estonia has their own national clothing, and then the smaller international communities, they bring their own. And so you see so much people in different traditional clothes, and it's like, it's overwhelming at times, but it's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's cool. I think they call it like the penguin parade is what they call it unofficially, with the president, bringing in all the different people. They all shake their hands. It's like 2 hours long. Yeah. But in terms of international community, is there a big like Ukrainian community in Tallinn right now, or are you not as connected?
I mean, in general, international community in Tallinn is pretty huge. I mean, I lived before in Vilnius and I've been in Riga a couple of times, so probably Tallinn is the most international city out of those three in comparison. I mean, it's also because of a lot of IT workers coming, and like other like I don't know, like media industry, whatever. So international community is pretty big. So there's constantly going on some events, and usually you can find a lot of like people who speaks in English, like in some bars and at some events. About in general socialization. So I would say that majority of friends of mine are international students, even though I'm trying to connect with Estonians as much as possible. But when you're coming to Estonia, you should understand that, for example, culture of small talks is not really about this. And people not being rude to you, they're just like not used to it. That's not how it works. And as well as, so to make a friends of Estonia, you need to do some effort. So it will not like you just walk in the street, somebody comes to you and say, oh, let's go be your friends, right? So it's not working like this here. So you need to prepare yourself for this. But if you interact with people, if you go somewhere, if you're not sitting just in the room, you'll definitely find somebody. Regarding the Ukrainian community, it's actually pretty good. And it's pretty big as well. And we're even organizing some different events. We have a event called Coffee for Victory. So I don't know, it happens somehow that a lot of people who are Ukrainians here are, like have the barista experience. So we're just like making specialty coffee. And raising some donation money, doing some like cultural events, like singing, whatever. So it's pretty nice.
Oh, awesome. And I have like one more question for you guys. If you guys were to maybe be coming to Estonia, coming to your city for the first time, what are some tips you would give to somebody, just general tips to help them kind of integrate into your city?
So in Narva, if I would go to, if like the whole experience was new for me, I would say to myself, don't be afraid of asking people for help. And don't be afraid to seem like a foreigner, because
because you are.
In some ways you are. In some ways you aren't. And basically just don't be afraid to make your mistakes there in the city. But and study. But be chill about it.
Yeah, definitely. And what about yourself? Some good tips?
I would say explore as much as possible, because that's the main reason to coming to the other city. So don't be afraid to go like for some event, even though it's like this event is not like wouldn't be good in the end, right? You didn't know about this, so it's better regret that you went and it was bad that you didn't go, right? So like always say yes. Like what I've been doing when I just came, like I'm really into coffee. So I've been like choosing like all over the city different coffee shops, and like I'm without purpose been going like to this coffee shop. To work with laptop, to see, to try coffee. So and I've been occurring like different places of the city where I never expected to be. It's not a touristic place at all, right? But it just works. So it works. Go for excursion. Actually, excursion is also really nice. I know that's like usually our parents going for excursions, but that's interesting. You can understand the culture, you can understand background, you can understand why is everything around is like this right now, right? Because of some past events. So Google something as well.
Get out there and just go do it. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. But thank you guys so much for coming here and sharing about your college. We got some good information, some good tips and tricks. So thank you for being here, guys. And this has been Tiksu to UniTartu. Thank you.